Imagine the chaos of World War II, marching armies, the sound of battle. Now imagine that among those soldiers there was an unlikely fighter, not a man but an animal, a bear. This is the story of Wojtek, a Syrian brown bear who didn't just live alongside Polish soldiers, he became one of them. His tale of friendship and bravery sounds like fiction, but it's true. Our story begins in 1943. Thousands of Poles had just been freed from forced labor camps in Siberia by the Soviet Union after Germany invaded Poland. Many joined the Free Polish Army and were stationed in the Middle East. In Iran, Polish soldiers came across a young Kurdish boy with a bear cub. The cub's mother had been killed by hunters. The little bear was barely alive, hungry, weak, and exhausted. The soldiers, who had also endured unimaginable hardships, felt a deep empathy. They traded for the cub, offering some Persian coins, a chocolate bar, a Swiss Army knife, and a can of corned beef. They cared for him, feeding him milk from a vodka bottle, and they gave him a name, Wojtek, which means happy warrior. Wojtek grew up among the men of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company, quickly adopting soldier-like habits. He learned to salute and march on his hind legs. He loved to wrestle, often play fighting with several soldiers at once, always gentle, never hurting anyone. He was famous for his fondness for beer and cigarettes. According to Sue Butler's father, one of the soldiers, the beer bottles often just had water, and Wojtek would usually eat the cigarettes after taking a puff. He also loved dates. The company, with Wojtek as its mascot, traveled tirelessly across the Middle East. When the Polish Second Corps was deployed to Europe to fight in the Italian campaign, a problem arose. Pets weren't allowed on transport ships. The solution? Officially enlist Wojtek in the Polish army. He was given a name, a rank, private, and a service number. Soldier Wojtek was now ready for war. The Italian campaign was grueling, especially the Battle of Monte Cassino. Allied forces were stuck, facing fierce German defenses. During this brutal conflict, Wojtek proved his bravery. British veterans were stunned when they saw him. Though terrified by the explosions at first, he adapted and began carrying heavy artillery crates to the front lines. What usually required 4 men, Wojtek did alone. He earned his meals and worked relentlessly under enemy fire. For his service and bravery, Wojtek was promoted to corporal. To honor him, the company changed its emblem to a bear carrying an artillery shell. Andrzej Gasior's father, who served with Wojtek, said, "I'm sure he kept us strong during that battle." When the war ended, Poland had fallen under Soviet control, and many soldiers couldn't return home. Wojtek and the company were relocated to Scotland. In 1947, the troops were demobilized, and they had to say goodbye to their furry comrade. Wojtek was entrusted to Adam Brasso, who had hoped to bring him back to Poland, but that never happened. He lived the rest of his days at the Edinburgh Zoo. Saying goodbye was hard. Sue Butler, Andrzej Gasior's daughter, said her father visited Wojtek at the zoo before moving to southern England. Though Polish men were taught not to cry, he told her that when he saw Wojtek behind bars, he cried like a baby. The soldiers never forgot him. They visited him often, sometimes even jumping into his enclosure to wrestle and bring him beer and cigarettes. Wojtek remembered them too, standing on his hind legs to salute whenever he heard Polish being spoken. Wojtek died in 1963, in captivity, far from his homeland and his friends. But his story lives on. He wasn't just a mascot, he was a symbol of unity and resilience. As Sue Butler said, he was a displaced bear, and they were displaced people. Both had lost their families. Wojtek thought he was one of them. And to the soldiers he truly was, a comrade, a hero, who helped keep them strong. His legacy inspired books, plays, and became legend. Wojtek, the bear who fought beside the Polish soldiers in World War II, is a powerful reminder of the strength of friendship and spirit in the face of adversity. He was a true soldier, a loyal friend, and his legacy as the happy warrior lives on in history. Godspeed, Wojtek. And you, what do you have to say about Wojtek's story? Was it right for him to live his last days in a zoo? Write in the comments. Subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next video.